Hey everybody, good evening. It is Sunday, 7:03. I am Seth Eisenberg. This is the excuse me, conservative corner. So if you're supposed to be here, you're in the right place. Um, oh man, I get something in my throat. If you were watching Wednesday, I apologize for all the technical issues we had. It was choppy, it was freezing, so we had to stop. But obviously, we've got it fixed now, so we are 100% good to go. Um, So I want to apologize about that. Hopefully that will never happen again. And if it does, it does. Technology is a great thing, I guess. So I hope you've had a good week. Hope you had a good weekend. It was pretty nice here. Wasn't that hot like it was normally. It's getting cloudy, probably going to rain. But hey, it's better than being 110 degrees. So I'll take the rain. But yeah, I hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're enjoying what's left of it. And hope you have an easy week. Summer's getting close to winding up. It's going by pretty quick. It always does. Never lasts. Work days last forever. Work weeks last forever. Summer vacation doesn't last very long when you're a kid or when you're on vacation from work. It goes by way too quick. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, enjoy what you got left. Hope it's a quick work week, like I said before. And that's that. We got a pretty big show. We had a little change to it. We're going to have a guest on the second segment. So we'll talking with him. And like I tell you who it is, you'll find out when he gets on. He's a good guy. You'll like him. I like him. So he can't be that bad if I like him. But let's get right into the breaking news. I don't know if you've read this, but I know Republicans see a scary lack of enthusiasm among core voters ahead of midterms. I know when we had our election here, the what was it, 2-3 weeks ago, only 15.6% of Republicans showed up to vote. That's pathetic. And I've always said that the reason the turnout is so low is because the party doesn't get anybody excited about the elections. They don't pump it up. They don't get people excited. They just sit back and do nothing. So that low turnout percentage doesn't surprise me. If it's going to be low, then it's going to be low next time. It's going to be low the primaries, the generals. If one's low, the other's going to be low. And it's pretty pathetic. 15.6%, I think, came out where I live. That's it. And nobody seems to, no one's questioning why. Like, well, why is it so low? What can we do? I can tell you what you can do. Start supporting your candidates. Even if you're not going to support them, excuse me, because there's 3 or 4 people running, support the election in general. Get people excited about going out to vote. Get people excited to get off their butts and go do something. But just 15.6% is sad. I think that's the lowest it's been in my county as far as I can remember. But there's nothing we can do about it. It's up to the party. And then again, you should vote. And don't expect somebody, well, my neighbor's going to vote, so everything's fine, or this is going to. Just do it. Vote on your own. Don't depend on other people to do it, because that's how things happen. And that's how we get people like Biden and Obama. This is in Maryland, where I'm at. Let me find the information on that. 3 schools in Maryland are being investigated over transgender student policies that should have changed. Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and my county, Frederick County. Federal agency said its Office for Civil Rights opened the probes under Title 6, 1972 law prohibiting sex-based discrimination in education programs that receive federal funding. According to the complaint received by the OCR, Maryland's statewide guidance and district-level policies require schools to allow boys to compete in girls' athletics, to use girl-only locker rooms and restrooms overnight accommodations. That's not what's supposed to be going on anymore. That was changed. So now they're being investigated for violating federal, I don't know if it's a law or federal statutes. I know in Frederick County, policy 443 is a policy that dictates transgender students are allowed to act on the sex they believe they are. So if I go to school and I'm a girl at school, I can use a women's bathroom, I can use the girls' locker room, I can play on girls' sports. I think that's a little ridiculous. I think to alleviate all these issues, you should have to follow the sex on your birth certificate. There you go. End of discussion. We're not going to play this game when you're Billy at home and then you're Betty at school. That's not how it's going to work anymore. I don't think boys should be in girls' locker rooms. I don't think boys should be staying overnight with girls just because they say they're a girl. It's not fair to girls. I don't know where the feminists are, but hey, maybe this will change some directions for some other schools too. Maybe they find these people in violation of the rules, the statutes, of the laws, and they get held accountable. Maybe that'll be a wake up call for the other schools. I don't know. I doubt it because there'll always be somebody's going to sue because they don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I just think it's all ridiculous. And I can't remember any of this crap happening when I was in school. Trump pauses U.S. strikes in Iran after 2 weeks of attacks. I don't know why we're pausing. I don't understand this. We need to finish it. Finish it once and for all. Be done with it. We need to stop pussyfooting around with these people. If we're going to bomb them, bomb them. If we're not, stop. Because all they're doing now is taking the pause time to regroup, rearm, and reallocate. That's all they're doing. They're not doing it. They're not taking this time to reflect on what they're doing. They're arming up. I don't know how many times they have to do that before we realize a pause only benefits them. They use that time to regroup. Why we continually, let's take a break. Goes, no. Pound them into the ground. Drop the hammer and keep dropping it until they beg us to stop. That's the only way that you're going to beat that regime is if you kill them all. Not this, patty cake. Take a break every other week it all benefits them and they could, we've played with them too much. The world has taken too much from them and it's time to end it. Be done with them. Or it's just going to keep, it's going to get worse. It's never going to end. It's always going to be, we had a month or two of peace talks and then they started up again. Now we got 2 weeks. It's going to start up again. I don't know what it's going to take for all these smart people in DC to realize taking breaks doesn't help us. It helps them. It's starting to get really stupid. Really stupid. Here we go. I don't know if y'all heard about this in Berlin at the Pride Fest. It's been labeled a terrorist attack now. Authorities shot and killed the suspect believed to be responsible for the deadly attack at the Berlin Pride on Saturday, according to the police. The suspect was identified Sunday as Abdul Ballout. He allegedly plowed a vehicle into a crowd of revelers, leaving one woman dead and at least 29 injured. Officials have said that the attack was likely motivated by Islamist extremism. We don't think it's not likely it was. And every time you turn around, there's something else going on with these extremists. We need to look at Europe as a cautionary tale, and we need to curtail Muslim immigrants from coming to this country, period. End of story. We need to stop because it's just a matter of time before this crap starts happening over here as frequently as it does over there. They aren't worried about assimilation. They're not trying to blend in with the country they go to. They want to dominate that country. And if you do stuff they don't like, they kill you. I mean, this is not the first attack over there, and it won't be the last. Like I said, we need to look at them closely, see what they've done that's not working, and then do the opposite. And I think that means, like I've said before, cut off all immigration for 5 to 10 years. Let's straighten up our country first. Once we get our stuff worked out, then we can open up the immigration again. Very selective. Be very picky. Not let anybody just come in because they want to. We have to make the entrance as difficult as we can. Not impossible, but difficult. We don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry just sashaying into the country. We need to make it difficult so only the cream of the crop come through. And if that sounds wrong, it sounds wrong. I'm sorry, but I don't want this happening in America every other month. And I think he got out with a knife and was slashing people too. And then when the cop shot him, he ran into cops with a knife and they had to shoot him. And someone somewhere is going to complain that, they didn't have to shoot him. And another question I have is, where are all these Muslim organizations that come out screaming and crying when something happens to a Muslim? Why aren't they out now screaming and crying about what a Muslim did to other people? Why aren't they out here trying to defend those people? Because they don't care. There's no such thing as moderation when it comes to Islam. None. or they'd be out right now condemning what he did, and they're not. So again, that's the breaking news. Some of it's not breaking, but it's stuff that caught my eye and I put on there. Excuse me. I'm very sorry. All right, we're going to get to segment one because it's pretty interesting. I titled it "Just Because You Can." Now I'm going to play a video, and it might be offensive to some people. I don't know. It's just words. I don't put much power into words. But we'll play the video, and then we'll get into that and discuss just because you can.
You call him a nigger, the child?
What the fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's shit, you dumb fuck.
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a nigger?
Yeah.
The little child?
What, he acts like one is gonna
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, a nigger, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Huh.
Fuck off.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say.
All right, so I don't know if y'all remember that. Let me get my notes out for this. That happened a little while ago. I think a few months ago. Where is that? This was on. Where's the date? I got the date somewhere. Can't find the date. Doesn't matter. Happened this year. She called it. Apparently, this woman. Her name is Shiloh Hendricks. Called a black autistic child a racial slur last year. So it was last year. Has been found guilty of one count of disorderly conduct and not guilty of the other. The incident, which occurred at a playground in Rochester in April of last year, was caught on video by a bystander and went viral. Shiloh Hendricks, 37 at the time, called a then 8-year-old boy the N-word after he allegedly reached into her diaper bag at Roy Sutherland Playground in Soldiers Field Park and took an item. She then began cussing at the bystander, who was black, hurling an N-word at him as well. The incident prompted Rochester City Attorney Michael Spindler, Courage, to charge Hendricks with 2 counts of disorderly conduct, one involving her words and behavior towards the child, and the other involving her words and behavior towards the man who videotaped the incident. The guilty verdict was related to her behavior towards the man who videotaped the confrontation. So, number one, I don't agree with cussing at a child anyway. Like, that's just stupid. You should have got the parents and told them what was going on. Let the parents handle it. But to cuss out a child is just ridiculous. I don't know who's stupider, the 8-year-old or the adult, the 37-year-old. But she wasn't found guilty of anything against the child. The video we just saw is what got her convicted. Her behavior towards the man, her words and behavior towards the man on the video. I don't know how you can get in trouble for your behavior. She wasn't threatening. She wasn't violent. She wasn't loud. She wasn't chasing after everybody. The guy was asking a question, she was answering. And don't get me wrong, I don't agree with what she said. Like I said, she should have found the parents and let them handle it. You don't verbally assault an 8-year-old who's like, well, she didn't know he was autistic. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. She didn't know. Doesn't make it all right. But you don't verbally assault an 8-year-old. But the man was asking her questions. My problem is whether you should have, just because you can doesn't mean you should have said it, but that doesn't make it a crime. It's a First Amendment right. You can say what you want to say as long as you're not trying to incite violence. Like, hey, let's go rob that bank, or hey, let's go beat that cop up. Something that would incite violence. You're allowed to say it. As stupid as it may sound and as bigoted as it may be and as unintelligent as you may sound, you can say it. So I do not agree with her being charged with anything. I don't agree with her having to be going to court or found guilty. And if you're a conservative, you have to agree with that she did nothing illegal. Nothing. Stupid, yes. Uneducated, yes. illegal? No. Nothing she did in that video at all or said to that man at all is illegal. And I don't know how anybody who has an IQ of a flip-flop would have found her guilty of anything. And what it was, it's all based on emotion. They heard what she said, and that was wrong. That's all that was. She also spoke out for the first time after Thursday's verdict. She said, "Hello, I hope everyone is doing well. I just got back to my sons yesterday after being away from them for several days due to my trial. It's the longest time I've ever been separated from them. I miss them so much. I can't even imagine if they had jailed me for this. My family's hurt. I'm so grateful to be home. I have had an excellent team with me out through this whole thing. My husband has never left my side. Tom Hennessy was reporting the truth the whole time to keep you all updated. My lawyer, Brian Krolos, has proven to be the perfect person for the case. I also had a group of patriots serve as my security. I am so thankful for all of them. I also wanted to add I am not on social media. I've been told there is someone out there impersonating me. Don't fall for their tricks. We all know the verdict. We all know how unfair and unjust it is. This is why I will be appealing. Things are already in motion to do so. I will never stop fighting, and all of you give me such strength and hope to keep my head in the battle. I don't know what I would do without all of your support. You've all proven time and time again how great we can be when we stick together. It makes my heart happy. Thank you for staying by my side. Thank you for showing the world what we can do. Thank you for helping protect my family. Thank you for everything, Shiloh." It would have been nice if she assumed a little responsibility for what she said. I mean, you don't have to apologize. You just said what I said to the kid was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. And then going on. But she didn't even say that. I don't think people were so much standing up for her. And then again, this is my opinion. I don't think people were standing up for her so much as they're standing up for the Constitution. I think it could have been anybody. And I think people would be like, that's not illegal. It's freedom of speech. She's allowed to say that. As dumb as it is, she can say that. Again, I don't know how the judge even heard the case. Again, she wasn't threatening. She wasn't like screaming and yelling and making a scene. She was talking to the guy, and that's what she was found guilty of. I don't know. Well, I hope they do appeal it, and I'm pretty sure on appeal it's going to get overturned because that's freedom of speech. Again, I may not agree with what you say, but I'll defend it to the death. That's how it is. I mean, it cuts both ways. And just for my own personal edification, I Googled, how many times has the N-word been used in rap songs? And it can't give you an exact number, of course, but it said hundreds of thousands of times. And that's what I've never understood. You don't hear Jews walk around going, "Hey, what's up, kike?" You don't hear Catholics walk around saying, "What's up, kike?" You don't hear Italians going, "What's up, wop?" I don't understand why there's a need to use that word. And then if somebody else uses the word, it's off the hook. It's crazy. People are fighting and rioting in the streets. You can't do that. You can't. You can't say we can, but you can't. It's not how the world works. And if you're going to use it as liberally as it's used in music and movies, what do you expect to have happen? Someone else is going to say it. And you can't blame them for saying what you say. That's just me. And just, again, I did this to make sure I was right. First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right to people to peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. Excuse me. She was just exercising her right. Again, stupid. I don't agree with it. Shouldn't be doing that to a child. So many other things to say, but it's not illegal. As much as we like it to be illegal, it's not. Dumb. I won't argue that. It's very dumb. It's uneducated. Let's see what the NAACP had to say. Of course, they got to pipe in because they make money off racism. At the NAACP, we have a saying, when we fight, we win. The verdict is an important step. It sends a clear message that conduct motivated by hatred and directed at vulnerable children or any person in our community has consequences and will not simply be ignored. The Rochester branch of the NAACP thanks the Jamal family for their courage in seeking justice for their child. We thank Rochester Attorney Michael Spindler Cradge, Prosecutor Nicholas Chabelle, and the entire city of Rochester Attorney's Office for the professionalism and dedication in pursuing the case. We thank the Rochester branch of the NAACP Executive Committee for their unwavering commitment through this journey. We thank the NAACP Minnesota-Dakota Area State Conference for its guidance when it was needed most. And lastly, we thank Rochester community members and people from across the country and around the world who reached out to us and stood with us in our efforts to fight for justice and support this family. Throughout this process, our focus has never been one individual. Our focus has been on a child who deserved dignity, a family that deserved justice, and a community that deserves to live free from hatred and discrimination. President of the Rochester branch of the NAACP, Wally Elgabidi. I probably butchered that name. I've never cared what the NAACP has to say about anything. I don't. They're a racist organization that gets paid on racism. So if they can't find racism, they don't get paid. So they will drum it up whenever they can find it. Like the Reverend Al Sharpton, another mental midget who can't even pay his goddamn taxes, but he's got something to say about everybody else around him. I don't know how he's a reverend. I don't know how he got that title. So again, the NAACP, nobody here is taking any accountability for anything. Hendricks hasn't taken accountability for being stupid. This family here hasn't taken any accountability for their son going into somebody else's personal belongings and taking something. Nobody's accountable for anything. It's ridiculous. So that's just how it goes. But yeah, it's not illegal. I don't know what justice they're seeking. What justice? What? Gonna wash her mouth out with soap? I mean, what happened? What damage was done to anybody at all? Maybe the kid got scared. Okay, he'll get over it. She caught flack from everybody who saw the video, so that was her punishment. I mean, she made what? A couple $100,000 on GoFundMe, which is probably going to lawyers' fees and all that. But then if people complain about that, well, you got the guy that killed Austin Metcalf, got almost $1 million from the GoFundMe. So you can't complain about that. There was nothing, there was no law broken. None. I don't understand what it all boils down to feelings. Someone got their feelings hurt. So they sued. And then you have these people who are lawyers that should have known better and said, look, there's no crime here. Unfortunately, there's no crime. We can't prosecute anyone. What are we going to prosecute? She said a bad word? I mean, maybe if there's more to the story, like she was throwing things at the kid or she was screaming and yelling at people and making a scene, okay, then you charge her for disorderly conduct. But you can't charge her for her behavior or the words she used. You can't charge her for that. That's ridiculous. That's where I have the problem. Because what's next? Someone calls you stupid. They can sue you for that. Well, my son's he's special. You call him stupid. Now we're going to sue you for that. I mean, people laugh when you say it's a slippery slope, but it is. Where does it stop? When does everything become illegal? Call someone dumb. Call someone retarded. Call someone gay. When does that become illegal? When do I got to start worrying about what I say in public because I don't want to get sued or arrested like they do in England for stuff people put on social media? They arrest people. People need to toughen up. Again, this whole situation was mishandled. Mom, Shiloh Miss Hendricks should have gone to the family. What was her name? The Jahals or something like that. Yeah, the Jamal family should have found the mom, said, hey, look, your son just went through my bag, took something I needed back, and you get it. Would have been handled fine. And that would have been the end of it. There was no need to call the little kid the N-word. There was no need to sue. We live in a country of victims now. Everybody's a victim. Everybody wants to sue. Everybody wants to get paid. What happened to minding your own business? I mean, why was the kid running around going through people's bags anyway? Where was the mom? Was she not paying attention to what her kid was doing? That sounds like a mom issue or a parent issue. Were you not paying attention? When I used to bring my kid to the playground, I used to know where he was all the time. There was never a time when he ran off and I'd be like, well, where is he? Where'd he go? I knew where he was. So it just sounds like a comedy of errors. Everybody looking to be like out victim the other one. I don't agree with what she said. I don't. I think at the very least, someone should call her an idiot. But then she probably would have sued them for words. People, if you're watching this and someone calls you a name, just walk away. So I tell my kid, who cares what they say? Words only have the power that you give them. That's it. They don't have their own power. It's what you give them. And if you teach your kid, if you react to something like this, from now on, your child's going to react to it just like that, because now they think it's important. It's not. What other people think about you is not important. What other people call you is not important. If they don't share your last name, if they don't pay your bills, and they don't share your bed, what they have to say doesn't matter. Seriously, doesn't matter. And people need to start getting to that frame of mind. That it's, stop being a victim. Stop looking for a reason to be a victim. Stop looking for a reason to be upset or offended by things. Life goes on. But now we've got this person who's got a criminal record over something stupid that's not criminal. Like I said, when they appeal it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be overturned. You got the NAACP thinking they're some knight in shining armor to save people. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's not illegal. Stupid, uneducated, white trash, redneck, yes. Illegal, no. And I hope when they have the appeals, that's overturned. All right, let's go take our first break, and we come back. We're going to have a guest with us. So let's go pay some bills, and we'll come right back.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, Elena, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Parler, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey,
Got
Seth,
Damon Galdo with us. How are you, man?
Busy, tired. A lot of stuff going on here.
Oh, I imagine. If everybody doesn't know, that's Damon Galdo. If you can't read that sign behind him, you've got some issues. He's running for Congress in District 1 in New Jersey. And he also has a podcast on the America's Pulse Network. He's been real busy lately, and I wanted to come on and talk about New Jersey and his campaign. So introduce yourself in case people don't know who you are.
Well, my name is Damon Galdo. I'm one of the co-founders, and Seth is and Alexander of the America's Pulse Network, and our great producer, other Damon. He's, I call him the man behind the curtain. And I have the Jersey. That's Jersey STRE podcast. So, Seth, I don't know if you're hearing it up here a little bit. I don't know what it is.
I can hear you.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing reverb. My voice going back.
I don't hear it on my end.
Okay, that's fine.
So how's the campaign going?
Well, it's going okay. I have the team created a Gloucester County team because my district covers about 65% of Gloucester County, New Jersey, and the entirety of Cary and 2 towns of Bergen. So they redistricted that way. Well, Democrats did. Make it harder for Republicans to elect, pretty much. So, but that's why Van Drew gets elected, because they cut it out from Norcross, and then Van Drew got the Good for him. But yeah, so it's tough, and it really is. I mean, I'm fighting hard. There's one thing I promise everybody: I'm going to outwork Ross 100%. And I have the teams that I have. I even have the candidates separate because it's Kansas City. So it's different. They have different needs than anyone else. So, but a lot of people help me out. But raising money is tough. I raised double the amount that I raised, and that was without. So that was when I was somebody coming from the outside against somebody. But now we got involved.
So, as you go around your district and you're talking to people, what's the number one problem they have? What's their biggest issue?
Well, their biggest issue was, and I hate using that word. Democrats tried to coin it. That's what it is. One big thing is a lot of kids can't afford to move out of their house because they went to college, underwater basketball games, and they want to get advantage of it. That's why I'm campaigning for the trades. The trades involved in high school, maybe get some credits, get some apprenticeship because I'm a partner, which I'm retired again with the oxymoron. Why looks at it that way. But yeah, I'm just trying my best. I mean, the biggest issue is Jersey is the most expensive one of aside from California to live in. Highest property tax. I think we're number one property tax state.
I think you are, or if you're not, you're like top 3.
Yeah, and we're a sanctuary state. We pay 7.7 million a year. Well, of our state taxes, we pay $7.7 million a year. Because we have to pay for this, for their the people. They have babies. I said, I had my son 8 years ago. It was $44,000, and I had a $4,000 bill pay. So when they go to have a baby, you're paying. You have these doctors that they went to college for so long. Oh yeah, sure, we're good for free. Someone's got to eat the bill, and it goes back to the taxpayer. Everything goes back to the taxpayer. I say it all the time to people. The government does not have money. They have your money. Your money. That's it. They don't. They're not a private business. They don't create any money. They might create a job. That's about it. They're not in the business to make take your tax dollars. We're in a heavily blue state, and I'm in a heavily blue state. Your money and here you go.
Why don't you think Democrats care about that? Their tax dollars are going to stuff that's not really helping them. Why are they so like that's fine? I don't care.
Because well, you're talking about voter Democrats, people that are
the voters. Why do they not care where their money? Like I don't care. Spend my money on stuff I don't care about or doesn't affect me or help me at all.
Well, I would say majority of Republicans go to work every day. Pay more of the tax. It's probably a handful that are living off the so they don't care. But and not getting the information. That's the thing. Because every news outlet, Max, whatever, all the other ones, they train them and say Republicans. Trump's and Nazis. Any Republican. And that's true. And that's
have you talked to any Democrats and been like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. I mean, have you brought any to the light?
Yes, I have. To the light.
Oh, wow.
But I can't get the all.
Well, yeah.
The thing is, my district's that there are 240,000 registered Democrats. There's 130,000 registered Republicans. but there's 210,000 independents. So
Oh, wow.
I need independents on my way. I need Democrats, and I need Republicans. They don't come in. We only had 20%.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the first part of this. In my area, when we had our last, election, we only had 15.6% turnout from Republicans. I can't remember when it's been that low before. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Do you think that the party, I don't know, like in your state, the GOP NJ, do you think they bear any responsibility for that? Like, should they be getting out more and getting people excited, or is that on the candidate to do?
It's more on the RNC. Without I spoke to RNC to NRC team for Congress, and then even jumped NRC Senate. They said they're not getting all the money that they have, way more than ever. But they're leaving New Jersey unwinnable. And I tell them, you know why it's winnable? Because you don't help.
Yeah. Maybe if you helped, it'd be winnable.
Yeah, like Justin Murphy, they're running against book race, like 25 million. Justin has no money pretty much, and I guess and no help. And well, the county cares, local, but nothing. Rates. I need more involved. But no, they're not getting involved. And Norcross has $1 million versus my $3.
So Fredo got some money, huh?
all the money that he gets. Less than 1% comes from grassroots people or New Jersey itself.
That surprised me.
All around the country. I mean, defense contract. He's on the defense force, and he gets a lot of money. From that,
and nobody cares.
No, and his brother.
That's the problem.
His brother is on the country.
I don't. So, I know you said so in relation, because I don't know the layout. So District 1 in relation to Jersey, is that the middle, bottom, or top? So north, middle, or south?
Well, it would be south. If you want to go south, that would be like so I will be south west.
Okay. Are you getting like, what's the word, like warm receptions when you do your appearances? People come out and ask you questions and seem excited about it?
Yeah, I was at an event. Two events. Booked. My schedule's booked. Yeah, I do. They're Republican events. So of course, I'm trying to get Democrats to come. Even my next fundraiser, it was like $5 August at the Mount Royal Inn. And I said $25 if you bring somebody new. So that's their ticket. I need to speak.
How do you do that? That's the question I was going to ask. How do you get out to the independents? What steps do you take? Do you go to certain places or do certain things to reach them?
Well, a lot of it is door. Also going to concerts, like Cherry Hills, for example.
Okay.
Have a lot of free concerts. Have people that come. It might be 1,500 show up. And stands there at the gate. Name recognition. They can toss them when they're done.
Do you think you're reaching some independents? Do you think your name's spreading in that community?
I think so. I think so.
Do you think people are tired of Fredo? You think they're like, hey, this guy ain't done nothing for us?
They are, but the only thing is the Save Act. The Save Act passed. I mean, you heard what happened. Gerald came out with 6,600 voter rolls that were illegal. Now, there's way. Just so happens that press conference and talked about it. And then the next day, now we just found 6,000. Oh, now you doubt. Exactly. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, that was a little crazy. That was.
Yeah. And they're saying there's like 30 that they found as of now.
Jesus.
Because in New Jersey, you're safe, and they give you a license. Immigrant. And where do you register? Motor vehicles.
Yep.
You go to your license. They register you up. So
that's crazy.
That's one of the reasons. That Jackson lost. That she had 500,000 more votes. But he got 100,000. Jack did 2021. So 600,000 more people came out to vote.
No. That I don't know how anybody could see it. Yeah, I was gonna say they say 6,600 or something like that.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks that's the exact number. No, it's not. That's probably 10% of what they got. It's probably 60,000. And they know it, but they're trying to downplay it. I got nothing on that. That's just pathetic. I mean, it's simple. Oh, here's a name. Oh, they're illegal. Take them off the roll. That's all you got to do. They got computer programs that probably can do it for you.
Well, New Jersey's being sued.
Yeah.
They won't give up their vote. They're not the only state. All sanctions.
Still, it's all a game. I mean, I don't know when I can remember when I was a kid, my parents going to vote. It was one day, paper ballots, and you had to show an ID, and it ran smoothly.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened that all of a sudden we can't do that now. It's not going to work. Why is that not going to work? It worked for decades.
Yeah.
But now it won't work. And then no one ever talked about cheating.
Yeah, I know. And
it was probably less expensive then to run a vote to run an election because you didn't have to worry about the computers and the processes. And you just had 3 people. Here, you sign this. Let me see your ID. You're good. Here's your paper and a pen. Go vote.
Yeah. And even if you have watchers, every candidate can have a watcher and every polling station.
Yep.
Well, now we use so it's a USB port that comes, and they put it in the machine. And we have early voting. So we vote early in the polling station. We're open down roughly 35 days before election day. But even with the USB. Now the watcher can see if it's wiped out. There's nothing wrong.
Right.
They can check that. When they do. But after everyone votes at the given day, whoever is the one USB to where they count the votes.
Right.
House, Gloucester County. Who knows what they do? How do you know that? It's no laptop? I watched the video the other day. Exactly how they could do it.
Jesus, that's yeah. You get a 15-year-old kid with too much free time on his hands. He could probably change the entire election from his phone now. Didn't Stalin say it's not who votes that matters? It's who counts the votes that decides elections. Which is the truth.
Well, if enough people got involved, and you had an election. Now Trump said that fraud was 20, and he Biden votes to him.
I think
85 million, 77.
Yeah,
there was only 150 registered.
Yeah.
But I remember a story that it was years and years ago. TV election. Somebody had to sit out there and they counted every person. into vote. Now it's a little different here.
Right.
But in my district, if I had enough people, not that big, it's big enough.
Right.
Jersey. Somebody stands there. Every single person walks in there. And then if there's more votes, then hey, got a problem. I'll get some money. So I need the help.
And I think that's why they don't want to do paper ballots, because that's all that really does is count. How many people do you have? I've had 300 paper ballots. I have 10 left. That means you gave out 290. It's sad that you can't trust an election. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think cheating has been going on forever. And I think now it's just easier to find because it's all computerized. You can see it. Like, oh, look at this. But I don't think it's anything new. But I think it's gotten more sophisticated. And I think it's more dire because it can affect bigger outcomes than local elections, I think. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think it needs to be addressed seriously, not like taken off, that's off, like a joke.
Hey, listen, I think they said you leave and come back. Because I can.
All right, yeah, that's fine. I won't go anywhere. Right. I'll do a little song and dance number while you're gone.
You got it. I'll bring back.
All right. So that's Damon Galdo. He's going to reboot, come back. Apparently there's some feedback. I can't hear it on my end. Maybe I'm just stone deaf, but I didn't hear it. So he'll be back. And then we'll put him back on and see if we can get that fixed. So that'll be good. I think he's back. Let me see.
Yes,
there we go.
Yes,
I still don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, it's weird.
Again, I'm old. I could be deaf. I don't know, but I don't hear anything other than you.
So I hear myself.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Maybe that's why I can't hear it because it's on your end. I don't hear it on my end.
Maybe DW can go to the website or something. It sounds like that there. But if anybody can hear,
put it in the chat. If you hear reverb, put it in the chat because my old ass can't. All right, so what is gonna when you get elected in your first 100 days? What do you want to address? What is it your pet project will be? What is your focus going to be?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is cut government spending. We need as running for Congress. Yes, government is good government. So it's kind of like we run for office because you want less government. Well, I'm running because I want less, and because they need to get out of here. And I'm gonna student loans too. It's a big problem. I wrote a whole when PJ started government school loans back in the day, and then Bill Clinton pushed it forward more still the deal to where I can go for the rest of my life. I want to apply. I could take out the next one and just keep going to college, and then never have to pay it out. And that's the thing. Where the bank to assess the risk. What are you going to college for? You're not going. Are you going theory? Underwater gas music? No, you're not going to be able to pass. But when they change it, and the government comes very much, reaches in your pocket, takes your money. You're lending this kid to school for he's never going to get a job.
Right.
And he find lie to him, and they say you're this much in debt. And now you can't buy it. You can't have the money to pay. I mean, it's a huge.
I agree.
Yeah, and the amount I had for one day. If you look at how much the college prices, it's the graph is like this inflation, and then college goes like this.
Oh yeah,
like this. because as soon as they knew to go, they start charging more and more. Yeah, I mean, what?
Especially when they know they're going to get paid back. Like we got nothing. We can charge $500,000. We know we're getting paid. Doesn't matter. I think that's a big issue. Yeah, because like you said, you go to college, take underwater basket weaving, you end up pouring coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah,
and you get the student loan now. That's
and then they hate him.
Yeah,
they're indoctrinated. They went to college. I want socialism, something that, and the other. Made a bad choice.
I spent $500,000 to get my degree in lesbian dance theory, and I can't get a job. Damn capitalism. And I agree with you on the trade school. I agree with you. I think that should be pushed just as much as college.
Yeah.
If not a little bit more. I mean, you don't come out of trade school with a debt. They help you find jobs once you graduate. I think the debt you like 30, 40 grand from going to a trade school as opposed to $300,000-$400,000 from college. Those jobs are always in demand. People will always need a mason or a plumber, or an electrician, or a carpenter. Always will need that. Someone that can do lesbian dance. Yeah, you will always have a job. Always, there will always be a need for you. And I think the same thing with like medical, like nurses. They always need nurses, firefighters, and police. I think those are jobs that will always be needed. Like you said, when you get into lesbian dance theory, not so much. I mean, well, Starbucks is always hiring, but you won't work in lesbian dance theater. So when I ran for office way back in 2018, of course, much lower station, just Board of Education, I ran into some very interesting people. What has been the most interesting conversation you've had with somebody while you're campaigning? What, like, anyone ever caught you off guard with something like, whoa, what?
Well, let me think about it. There's been quite a few. The most one. I'll say my buddy Butcher want to work Kamala Harris. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That was probably the most interesting. I'm like, how she does. She's going to do. She's not Trump. Oh, yeah, that's a great reason. Yeah, okay. Can you come up with anything else? What are her policies?
She hates Trump.
Yeah. He's like, he's not Trump. Okay. Ruin the country by voting for somebody. But that was what. And even when I'm getting my petition about is the same thing. I have Numenor, so I go. Republican House. We needed them to sign one about. We talk about this. We need that.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So I know it's Republican, and they asked me, "You a MAGA Republican? You a Republican? I'm a Republican. What is making America great? I don't know. Why ask? Who do you vote for? I felt like telling some of your business.
Yeah, it's none of your business.
But I said, like you're a Republican. I'm just saying. Me asking who you voted for. I said, don't tell me. And they're like, I'm not signing the petition. You're not a Republican. So, like they think no. Or I hang he happens to be the president. Yeah, that's I got.
Yeah, when people ask me who I voted for and I tell them Trump, they'll go, you bootlicker. I was like, dude, just because I voted for him does not mean I agree with him 100% of the time. Not at all. It just means that I thought he would do better for me than the person he's running against. That's all that means. Doesn't mean I'm like, worshiping at the church of Trump. I agree with the man like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
There's still that 10% where I'm like, no, dude, I don't like with this Iran thing. I'm not on board with him. No, this either finish it or get out. Stop half stepping.
That's going to be in the midterm.
I know. I can imagine. So how do you approach somebody that says, well, you voted for Trump. You're not, you're not my guy. I can't trust you or whatever. How do you approach that?
I say my name is. Never met him. I had two options. I had Kamala Harris, who's a crazy sailor. Well, unintended. But yeah, and then I had Trump. Who am I going to vote for? It would be Kamala. I mean, what else? Not vote at all.
You would think that's what they want you to do.
Yeah, I know for that reason. It's like, or get out in the primary. Because 20% came out in the primary. In New Jersey, 20%. So don't complain anybody else. I'd be willing. If you got out in the primary, you actually like. You didn't. Said someone else that you didn't like. And then you don't vote. In the general.
Yeah. You would think it'd be easy to make like, oh, I can understand that. That makes sense to me. But a lot of people, like you said, hate Trump. That's all that matters. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I didn't land here. And there. I'm a carpenter. And struggling to pay my bill in New Jersey. I'm trying to make it different for my children.
I know all about that, man. Trust me. I'm in that boat right now.
Yeah.
So before I let you go, because I don't want to, I'm sure you're exhausted, want to rest. Take 2 minutes and give your stump speech. Give your elevator speech.
All right. Well, listen. Again, everyone, my name is and I'm not a group. I've never been elected. Local committee. That's just helps out. That's politics. But if you go to my website, vote Damon. Galdo.com. I'm saying it's slow. Because I keep hearing my voice.
I honestly don't hear it.
Oh, it's weird. But and I don't need what you guys can afford $5 will help out. Corrupt factory. Well, I can't really say. I think they are defeated for council. We're not defeated. But it's something there. So I'm not accusing them. Correct. You're indicted for hearing. So there's something there. But other than that, the jury, it's SURE. I won't be on the next couple of months. I mean, when I can make it, I will make it. Mondays at 8:00. I will not be on the because I have to go to. But I will. And I thank Seth for that because I had a little bit of time.
Are you going to post where people can come see you at? Like if these appearances you're making, are you going to make a post like, "Hey, I'm going to be here this date, and this date"?
Yeah. If you go on my Facebook page, it's MJ Congress. Elena is handling it. And if I don't get her, all these kill me. And get her events because she didn't tell about it. I would have posted her. Sorry, I've been busy. So, but now she's on the time. She can see them all. But
don't make her mad.
Yeah, no. I don't. Yeah.
Looks like she'd be scary when she's mad.
She's like, I made all. We talked about this. Goes at the ring light. I said, I just time, and then I make videos. No. Again.
I can see her doing that too. Get to work.
But she's awesome though.
Yeah, I like her. She's a good egg. Well, thanks, Damon, for hanging out. Whenever you want to come back on, let me know. We'll make time for you, of course. Good luck with the campaign. When is the election? When's the election date?
November 3rd.
November 3rd. And like he said, in case you didn't hear him or weren't paying attention, send him money. Running a campaign is not easy. It's not expensive, or it's very expensive. It's not easy. And the higher you get up in the food chain, like Congress, it becomes more and more expensive. 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you can send him, send him. And I would give it directly to him or his treasurer. I personally wouldn't go through the party just because I've had bad experiences. I'd give it right to him so I know it got to him.
Don't go through the party. Don't go through the party. Money.
There you go. Don't go to the party. Get it to him.
Vote Damon,
and I'm sure if you
Damon,
vote DamonGaldo.com. I'm sure there's a way to send him money. Go there, do that. If you don't have money, give him time. Go door knocking for him or with him. Anything you can do to help. I mean, he's got an uphill battle. It's not impossible. He can win, but he's going to need help. He can't do it all himself. And if you don't support him, and you don't help him, and you don't give him money, and you don't spread the word, and then Fredo wins again, you cannot complain. You have nothing to say because you did nothing to help. So you've lost your voice. So help him. Help him and help Justin Murphy. Get both of these guys in because Jersey needs them. If you don't think they do, you're crazy. You're nuts. Jersey's or Maryland's becoming like Jersey because Jersey's a little worse than Maryland. Not by much, but just enough to where Maryland's trying to catch up. So help them. Send him money. Send him whatever you can. Seriously, I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. He needs money. Everybody who's running needs money. And always support the most conservative candidate you can find. And that's right there. Damon Galdo is the most conservative candidate you're going to find.
All right, well, Seth. Thank you very much. Time. So
Whenever Hammer.
I better go do some. Before I'm gonna call through moments. Videos.
Don't throw me under the bus. All right, man. I'll talk to you later, boss. You have a good one.
You got it. Thank you, Seth.
You're welcome, man.
Right.
So that was Damon Galdo. He's running for Congress in New Jersey, District 1. Again, support him as much as you can. He's running in a tough district. And it's winnable. It's not like it's not winnable. He can win, but he's going to need support from everybody. If you know people who are independents, talk to them about him. Get them on his website. Have him find out where he's having an appearance and bring them there. Do whatever you can to get his name out because he needs the help. And New Jersey needs him. It's that simple. New Jersey's in a little bind now. And it'll only get worse if nobody tries to step up and fix it, like Damon's trying to and Justin Murphy's trying to. Both those guys need your help. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about some other stuff.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra Levine.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
So yeah, there's Alexandra Levine. She's our White House correspondent. She also has her own show, All In with Alexandra. Of course, you just heard Damon say he's got his podcast, The Jersey Shore. And we also have the Pulse, which is every Wednesday at 8, where everybody gets together and we talk about a bunch of different things. Moving forward for the next couple of months, like Damon said, it's going to be kind of a bare bones on the Pulse because they've all got appearances they got to make, debates, and things like that for their campaigns. Alexandra Levine's helping Tim Fazenbaker in Baltimore County run his campaign, so she's going to be kind of scarce. And as you heard, Elena Barbera is helping Damon run his digital campaign. So I'm sure it's time-consuming to do that as well. So it'll be kind of bare bones, but we're still going to have the Pulse Wednesdays at 8, every Wednesday at 8. And if you're interested in having your own podcast, very simple. You go to our website, go to the menu option, hit that, and then click application for podcast. and it's fun. I mean, it's definitely difficult sometimes, but it's worth it. You get to connect with people and talk with people, answer some questions when people participate, things like that. It's neat. It's a good time. I like doing it. If you also are interested in sponsoring the network or a particular podcast, same place, the website, go to the menu option and click sponsor. Fill out the application and things will start rolling. It's not cheap running a network, even here on Rumble and Facebook and X. It's not cheap. It's very expensive. So think about it. And that's what you want to do. Jump on in. If you want your own podcast, same thing. Jump on in. We've got the Jersey Shore, All In, The Pulse, Conservative Corner, New Jersey State House Watch. We've got good programs and good podcasters, but we're always looking for more. So again, if you're interested, get in touch with the network and we will definitely take care of you. So we kind of jumped a segment to have Damon on, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. We can do that another time. So we're going to do the crazy news, the weird stuff that's going on around us and stuff that made me chuckle or whatever you want to call it. So let's go to the first one we got here. There we go. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is from July 4th, so it's not that new, but I don't understand why anybody would care about this. It's just the hot dog eating contest. First world problems, you know. The crowds gathered in the sweltering heat Saturday to celebrate the United States' 250th birthday by choking down 66 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Joey Jaws Chestnut defended his World Hot Dog Eating Championship on Coney Island. Really? Why does anybody celebrate this? The guy sucked down a bunch of wieners. I don't even understand how does your stomach hold 64 hot dogs? And they're Nathan's dogs. And Nathan's dogs aren't like the little ballpark Franks. They're pretty big. They're like bun length. So they're pretty big. Plus you got to eat the bun. So where do you put 64 hot dog buns and 64 hot dogs? Saturday marked the 18th time Chestnut, who's 42, won the so-called mustard belt in just 21 appearances at the internationally televised Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. He beat out 13 other people who came from around the country and world, trekking in from as far as the Czech Republic, Australia, and South Korea. 66 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Mickey Sudo defended her title as in the women's division. Doesn't say how many wieners she sucked down, but I'm sure it was probably something staggering and disgusting. So, yeah, he ate 66 hot dogs. Was there 8 in a pack? So that's what? 10 and a half packs in 10 minutes. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I'm gagging right now thinking about that. This is a pretty cool story. Everybody knows who these dogs are. St. Bernards. At the Great St. Bernard Pass, high in the Swiss Alps, these dogs still walk the same paths that they did hundreds of years ago. It's like a living museum now. St. Bernards, with the little barrel with the brandy and the medical stuff in case someone trying to cross the Alps got hurt, the dogs found them. They've been doing it since, it says in here, hundreds of years to find travelers buried beneath the snow. Let's find this. Since the mid-17th century, these dogs have been patrolling the St. Bernard Pass. That's pretty cool. I always thought that was just like BS, but no, it's true. They save lives and dig people out of avalanches, and they're big dogs. I don't know if you've ever seen a St. Bernard up close and personal, but they are massive dogs. They got like a bucket head. I mean, you can look at the picture at their paws; they're massive. It's life-saving dogs. It's also like Newfoundlands. I don't know if you know anything about Newfoundlands, but they're used as lifeguards in Newfoundland. They will pull people out of the water. They'll jump from helicopters into the water to save people. And again, those are massive dogs. That's what I grew up with was Newfoundlands. Loved it. I think it's, in my opinion, that is the absolute best breed of dog in the world. They eat like a human, and they're big. I think ours is like 160, 170 pounds, but friendly as hell, and very, very, very loyal to their family. And they're not aggressive at all. I've never saw my Newfie ever growl or snap or be nasty to anybody, even other dogs. They're great around kids. I think the dog in Peter Pan, Nana, was a Newfoundland. And then there's a poem by, what's the poem? I can't remember. I'll remember in a second. There's a poem about a Newfoundland. So, yeah, they're great dogs, and so are the St. Bernards. I just thought that was interesting that they're still doing that in this time and age and time. It's pretty cool. This is pretty weird. This is the guy that Trump has tapped to be like the UFO guy. A Harvard astronomer has been tapped by the Trump administration to lead the team outside scientists to study the national risks posed by UFOs. His name is Avi Loeb, who studied black holes and served as head of Harvard's astronomy department until 2020. Was recently appointed to the helm of a new scientific advisory council tasked with investigating the origins of mysterious orbs and other objects reported by military personnel in recent years. Loeb's team will report to a new panel focused on UFOs, now often referred to as unidentified anomalous phenomena. I can't pronounce it. Or UAP. The panel was established by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and is part of the push announced by President Donald Trump in February to declassify more information about the issue. It's like a detective story, Loeb said in an interview. It's a lot of fun as long as you don't pay too much attention to the critics. And I can imagine there's a lot of critics. Some people believe in UFOs and alien life on other planets. Some people don't. I guess I would fall under, I think there is, but we will never meet them. They'll never come see us. Like, hey, how you doing? I firmly believe in the dark forest theory. And that was popularized by Lou Sinkex in 2008. What it means is every civilization's primary and overriding goal is to stay alive and continue existing. Makes sense? Matter and energy in the universe are limited, meaning different civilizations may eventually compete for the same living space. It is impossible to ever truly know the intentions of another intelligent species. Even if an alien species seems friendly, they cannot risk finding out if humans or vice versa will become a threat later. What it really means is they may know we're out here, but they're never going to come here. And we're never going to go there because we don't know if they're going to be violent and try to take over the world. It's like hunters moving through a dark forest, hiding behind trees, hoping not to be seen by the other hunters because they don't want to get shot, because they don't know what their intentions are. That's what I think. We don't know what their intentions are, and maybe it's best we don't make contact. And the other civilizations may think the same way. Hey, maybe it's best we don't go out there and start messing with people because they could be gigantic jerks and just kick our ass. So that's what I think. They may be out there, but we'll never make contact. Either they're too far away or they're too suspicious, or maybe they're not technologically advanced enough to come see us. I don't know. What we're seeing now, I think, is government projects that have gotten to where they need to go out and test them. I don't think they're UFOs. I don't think they're time travelers like some people think. I think it's just government projects that are in the testing phase. And maybe we'll find out sooner or later. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Excuse me. So, like I said, we skipped a segment, and we'll bring that up next time. I enjoyed talking with Damon, so that's fine. If we didn't get to it, I don't care. It's more important to talk with him and get his name out there and help him get elected. So, again, thanks, Damon, for coming on. It was fun. He's a good guy. I like him. I met him once, drove to Jersey for an election evening appearance for, I can't remember for who, but it was in New Jersey. And I had fun. Met both Damons. It was a good time. I have to do that again soon for another election or something. Who knows? But just to go hang out with the guys is always good. So we're about that time where we wrap things up a little early, which is fine. So again, remember we have Jersey Shore, the Pulse, New Jersey State House Watch, all in. And then I have the Conservative Corner the last Sunday of every month. Let your friends know about it. Share this. Like and follow us on Rumble, YouTube, X, wherever you can find us, follow us on there and like us. The more people that follow us, of course, we get bigger, and then they can't ignore us. And if some of those other podcasters that just preach hate and violence and all that other stuff can get millions, we should be able to get millions. Honestly, we should. So share us with your friends and your family. Share the people you don't know. Just share us. So if you've ever followed my podcast before, towards the end, I always give my opinion on something. Sometimes it has to do with the show. Sometimes it doesn't. This one, again, has nothing to do with what we just talked about. It's more about just stuff that I want to share with you, my opinion. So you don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. It's just an opinion. So let me read it to you. Arguing on social media is peak human stupidity dressed up as a hobby, and most of us are absolutely professionals at it. You see some complete clown drop a take so brain dead it should come with a medical warning. Instead of doing the rational thing, scrolling past and protecting what's left of your sanity, you decide this particular specimen needs to be set straight by you. Like the entire internet has been holding its breath waiting for your wisdom. You crack your knuckles, type out a reply that feels sharp and devastating in your head, and hit send. Then you sit back like you just solved world hunger. 8 seconds of smug satisfaction. Then the replies start arriving, and you realize you've just signed up for unpaid overtime in the department of dealing with absolute stupid people. First up is the guy who clearly only read the first 3 words, but still replies with the confidence of someone who's never been told he's wrong. Source, he demands, as if he's chairing a UN inquiry instead of arguing from the toilet he's sitting on. You give him a source. He ignores it and posts a meme. Then comes the wall of text merchants whose replies are longer than most novels and somehow still manages to say nothing coherent. Buried in there is a theory involving chemtrails, the Rothschilds, and why pineapple on pizza is a globalist plot. And he's calling you unhinged. You try the reasonable approach. Big mistake. Reason doesn't work on people whose entire worldview is held together with duct tape and resentment. Within 3 replies, the conversation has left the original topic entirely, and you're both accusing each other of being the reason civilization is collapsing. He calls you a sheep. You call him a mouth-breathing conspiracy addict. He brings up your old profile picture from 2019 like it's a war crime. You dig through his posts and find one where he claimed birds aren't real. Mutual destruction achieved. The characters never change. There's always the just asking question guy who's never once asked a genuine question in his life. There's the one with a username full of flags and numbers who lectures you about free speech while blocking everyone who disagrees with him. There's the person who replies exclusively in crying, laughing emojis and thinks that's a mic drop. And of course, the absolute specimen who pastes the same 3 talking points no matter what the subject is, like a broken record that somehow still thinks it's winning. You keep going along after any normal person would have walked away. Something in your brain whispers that one more reply will finally make them see the light. It never does. These people would watch a video of themselves being wrong and still find a way to claim victory. Their skulls are denser than depleted uranium. Yet there you are at 1 a.m., heart rate elevated, explaining basic cause and effect to someone who thinks do your own research means watching 3 TikToks by a guy who films in his car and still lives with his mom. Hours disappear. Your real life, sleep, relationships, and any remaining dignity sits neglected in the corner while you trade insults with a stranger who would lose an argument with a damp sponge. You finally log off feeling drained and slightly dirtier than when you started. Then tomorrow, you see another stupid post, and the whole cycle starts again. Apparently, we never learn. We're all out here fighting digital mud wrestling matches with people who bring nothing but bad faith and worse grammar, and somehow we still convince ourselves it's important. Absolute clowns, every last one of us. So again, that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You can tell me to kick sand, kick rocks, whatever. Just wanted to share that with you. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Again, this Wednesday at 8 will be the polls. I'll be there. I'm not sure who else will be there. We'll try to get some guests because, like I said, everybody else has got campaigns to run, so it's understandable. So Wednesday at 8, I will be there, and maybe we'll surprise you with somebody else. But thanks for hanging out with me on Sunday. It's always cool that you take time from your day to hang out with me. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I sound a little hoarse. It is what it is. But thanks for hanging out. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a great week, and we will see you Wednesday.
Hearties, you've just weathered another bold voyage through the stormy seas of truth with the Conservative Corner podcast. Hoist your sails high and keep plundering the treasures of liberty, family values, and unyielding freedom. The winds of tyranny may howl fierce and furious, but true conservative buccaneers like you never surrender the ship. Stay fierce, stand fast, and chart your course for a stronger tomorrow. Fair winds and following seas. Until next time. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.